Hello and welcome to today's episode of Bread Bowl. We are here for episode number 12. Now, in the last episode of Bread Bowl, we discussed how YouTube is a meme. I recommend you guys go check that out if you guys did not already. Today on Bread Bowl, we have something really cool for you. This is one of the things about Bread Bowl. I like how we can just switch from these big topics about a lot of things to something really simple that's more, or not more, but something that's also very important to me. But first, our news segment today. So in the last episode of Bread Bowl, I discussed in the beginning, or at some point throughout the episode, how I had to go to the doctor this week. And that is because for the 15th millionth time, I've had my toes be infected again. Then the nails super nasty again. And I'm going to have it removed again and fixed again. And hopefully this time will be the final time it gets fixed. So that will be on the 14th. I'll be having that done. There shouldn't really be any delays video-wise for you guys there. I'm going to record Bread Bowl. May have to actually do it on Tuesday next week. But we will get Bread Bowl done for you guys. That will still be up. So no worries there. I just have to record it early because we have to get gluten-free Bread Bowl out on a Friday. Surgery's on a Thursday. I have to work on a Wednesday. So I'll probably do it Tuesday. And I don't really want to record it the day it goes up. Because I probably won't be standing up for a couple days that much. Just not put much on my toes. So, that is that. Now, for a little bit more of the details of it, essentially what happened, we have to go way back. 2012. When I was starting YouTube, so basically since I've done YouTube, I've had my toes infected on and off. I went and I had my toe get infected. I don't know how, it just did. And I went to a doctor who would cut out part of the nail, and it would go away. And it'd feel fine for 5 or 6 months. Then it would come back. So I was doing the same thing over and over. And then it was 2017, and I finally started setting this thing up, going to this different doctor who had actually fixed my dad's toe before. And it was a long process, and they finally got everything set up in April, took the nail off, everything was fine. And then it started coming back in the summer. And then we went through the same process with this doctor to set it up again. Now the reason that it came back was I didn't have the second part of the operation to have the nail not grow back ever. Which is a mistake by me. But we will have that done this time. But what happened was with this doctor, they just wanted to keep getting more money for us coming in. You get that insurance money every time you go in for talking about the toe and being affected. So every single time you go in, they get that, however much the fee was, I think it's $15. So we came in over and over and over, 10 times. And they kept getting that $15 every time we were coming in. And they got to the point where they didn't want to do it because they billed it wrong to the hospital. And they only got $80 instead of $500. And they billed it wrong. And apparently they could change it, but they didn't. And they just stopped talking about the stuff. So, we ended up going to a third doctor, and I'm just so impressed by the start of this. Only in this week have we gone, I went in on Monday. They said, I sat down, they said, yeah, they're bad, we're taking them off. We explained how I had to have the thing to be out for it because the infection is too strong with the Novocaine and it just doesn't numb the nail up enough to, or numb my toe enough to do it in the office. So we gotta do that. So alright. So they set it up. They want to do it as fast as possible. They're like, alright, the open day we have is the 14th. So it was set. So all I had to do was go on Friday. I gotta go get a physical to say I can have the surgery or something dumb. I don't know, it's a waste of my time. But still, I have to go do that. Had to go to my other doctors, sign a paper to release the files and they could look at it. I had to go today to sign a paper to say, yeah, you can do the surgery. And yeah, you can give me this medicine that I probably won't take for pain. But that was it. like, I got medicine, I got antibiotics to take, and that's it. It's set up next week. Done. None of this process of coming in and visiting to talk about it, and then looking at it, and then coming back in a week and looking at it, and taking medicine, and then looking at it, and then going back, looking at it, taking medicine, doing like one little thing to make like we're doing something, like do an x-ray, and then talk about it, take some medicine, talk about it some more, try to set up a surgery, not call back. Like, it was just a big process, and it was just annoying. So to have this doctor just go in quickly and get it done, next week it should be fine. And when I went in today, they said, we have your come back to check it out appointment set. You're come back to check it out 2 weeks later, because, you know, they want to make sure it's coming back normally. So I got a week after, and then 2 weeks after that. Appointment was already set, already done. Everything's done. And I'm just like, what? So I'm excited to have it fixed. Excited to just have it over. It hurts lots of times. All my socks are ruined from being bloody. I can't wear shoes more than like 5 minutes without it hurting on my toe. And then I have to like walk my toe up, which then hurts my ankle, which has always been hurt. Because I jumped in the air once and injured it, and yeah. So, that was longer than I wanted to be, and I apologize. But today, as you guys know, I like cats. I like my cats. But there's been 3 cats that I've had that have been super, super special to me. I've had many, many different cats, but 3 of them have stuck out as my most favorite cats. And we're going to turn the camera real quick, and you guys can see over here my picture of all 3 of them. We have Seoul all the way there. They have Jewel, and then Fiesta. So, first I got to give the reason why they're all special to me and how long I've had them for. And then we'll explain what this is. Basically, I'll explain right now. Basically, I'm going to be telling 1 or 2 stories between, or about each one that they've done. That was kind of funny. Kind of just interesting. Something that I don't know, stood out to me. I want to think back to things they've done. So, for me, we'll start with Jewel. Jewel was, she's my favorite cat that I've ever had. Super special to me. I have a drawn picture of her up here. Picture of her over there. She's just, to me, so special. And if you guys want to go back and see videos of her from years ago, they're all on the channel. I had Jewel from 2003 to 2016. And, yeah, she was just really, really special to me. If you guys want to know how much she meant to me, I put a bunch of videos up after she died, just how important she was to me. There's a bunch of those from 2016. Just how much I love that cat so much. So that's sort of why she's important, and my favorite, just because she was the cat that I had for most of my life. Then we come to Fiesta, and Fiesta to me is important because she was the cat that, once we didn't have any cats anymore, because we had Jewel, who died, and another cat that we had died like the same month, and then we didn't have any more cats. And then our dog died later, so we didn't have any animals for like a month or 2, and really for cats, I couldn't really move on from being sad about Jewel until I got Fiesta, and she is just, I don't know, she's special to me for that reason. Yeah, so I named her after a car. She was the first cat that I got to name as well. I named Fiesta. Her name originally was Maggie. Well, that's the place that the adoption place gave her. So she's had like 3 names in her life, assumably. I don't know the first one, but her name was Maggie, and I named her Fiesta after that, named after the Ford Fiesta. And then I've had her since 2017. June 10th, 2017 is when I got Fiesta. And she's been my cat basically since I graduated high school. It's been almost 2 years. So, because I got her like 4 days before graduation. But yeah, so she's sort of special to me in that sense. and I got to name her, and she's funny. Now she gets angry about everything because we have kittens. We got kittens, and now we have a kitten. And then third, it wasn't in order. Jules one, I don't really know. Fiesta, Seoul, they're both really important to me. But Seoul is the third one on the list here. And Seoul is special to me because, first of all, she's the cutest kitten. And second of all, she's the first kitten that I ever got. And the second cat that I ever got to name. So, the story of how we got Seoul and her brother Sam, who sadly died in November. Basically, the story starts with a lot of cats dying. And then 3 moments of cats that are special to me. But essentially how we got our new cats is because the old ones died. So, once we had Jewel and Sapphire, who was our other cat, once they had died, we didn't have cats for a while, like I said. So we got Fiesta and Mystic. Mystic was her sister. And then Mystic ended up dying in April, I think. It was April 2018. Or something like that. And then what happened, or it might have been March, I don't know. It was March or April that she died. And we thought Fiesta was upset not having another cat. And it's kind of weird just having one cat anyways. So, my dad said somebody at work that had stray cats. One of them was going to have kittens. So, we ended up getting 2 of those kittens. We got Seoul and Sam. My brother. Well, my brother had kittens. Let's talk about that. My brother had kittens, so I did have kittens before. So Sam and Seoul weren't the first times I had kittens. But, my brother had 2 kittens when I was little. Well, actually, had 3. He had 3 kittens when I was little. Knew this was going to come somewhere. So I technically had kittens before. But what I was saying was about Sam and Seoul. So we got Seoul, which I named, and then my dad named Sam from Lord of the Rings. So that's the thing. So we had Seoul and Sam. And then Sam died in November, and that was pretty sad as well. So we've had a lot of sad things with animals, but that's how we got them. So again, I had Jewel from 2003 to 2016. Actually, the build-up story of that was pretty interesting. Essentially what happened was where my mom works, my dad had used to work there before my mom did. And what happened was Jewel was found in a dumpster with her kittens. And everybody wanted her kittens. So everybody took the kittens that she had. But nobody wanted Jewel because she was older. She was an adult cat. She was probably like 1, maybe 1.5 at the time that we got her. So nobody really wanted her. So what happened was my mom always liked black cats. Jewel was supposed to be hers. And we'll talk about Jewel to start. Basically, Jewel was supposed to be her cat. So what happened was my dad had asked my mom when she was like half asleep one morning, "Do you want the cat?" My mom said, "Yeah, sure." And then we ended up getting Jewel. So Jewel was my mom's cat, but she became super, super attached to me. She used to always follow me around everywhere, and we just so much stuff we do together. Wherever we would go around the house, she would just follow me everywhere. Even outside, we would, when I would go outside, we used to just go outside and do stuff. She was actually in the first YouTube video that I ever uploaded on my channel. I was talking about Beyblades in my room. Obviously, everybody's heard this story a million times. This was the first video. I was talking about Beyblades beside my bed. And I picked up my 3DS at the end of the video and said, "Look, there's my cat." So she's always been special to me in that sense. I remember when I was little, laying in my room, I used to just move my feet around in bed, and, when trying to get comfortable, you'd move around. And I remember I used to, freak out and start crying because she was, jumping at my foot when I was really little. But that leads into the first Jewel story here. So, Jewel was always kind of crazy. of the three cats, the one that would get into the most things. Soul's second on that list. Fiesta doesn't really ever get into things. But Jewel used to always get into things and climb around on things. So we had a cat post for her. It was like some really cheap cardboard one that would go from the floor to the ceiling, and it would wedge in between the two. And she was at the top of it, and it started to collapse. And I was standing near the thing, looking up at her, as it started to collapse. And she fell from the top all the way up to the ceiling, all the way down. And I was little, so right now when I look up, I'm like, oh, that's not that far. But I was little, so I was probably like below the camera level when she fell down. She thought I was going to catch her, and I didn't. And she came down with her claw and cut down one of my hands. I don't remember which one. And I remember I started crying so much. Because she thought I was going to catch her. And she came down and sliced my hand. I kind of wish I still had the scar from it, honestly. It'd be cool. But I don't remember which one it was. She came down and sliced my hand. That was one of the Jewel's stories. She always on things. So, continuing with the always on things story, it takes us up. There's so many different things she did, but, you know, I wanted to give about 2 stories for each cat. Taking us all the way up to, like, the last week of her life. And, you know, she was struggling. She had a lot of different things going on with her that obviously caused her to die. We don't really know what it was. But there was, like, she had, like, a big bump on her, and her fur got all nasty. But within her last week, what happened was we had hamburgers that were cooked. My dad had grilled hamburgers one night, and I don't know if he was at work or he wasn't home yet. I don't remember exactly the situation. But my mom was going to heat up the hamburgers from the night before that he had grilled. And my mom had them out on the counter, took the cover off the container, and I don't know, I was talking to her, so she went down the hallway and I followed her. And we went back in the kitchen, and one of the hamburgers happened to be on the ground. So she went up and picked it up out of the bowl. Nobody's seen it happen, but she was the only one that would get on the counter. Sapphire was way too old to jump on the counter, and the dog would have pulled the whole bowl off. So it was her. She jumped up on the counter and picked it up and threw a hamburger on the ground. And she was eating it, Sapphire was eating it, and then Belle ended up getting it as well. All 3 of them got to eat that together. So yeah. One story from a long time ago and one from 2016. Flash forward now, a year later, I have a cat named Fiesta. And Fiesta is kind of like the opposite of Jewel. Not the fact that she didn't like me, but it wasn't the same. Okay, it's not the same. I shouldn't say it wasn't the same. It's not the same extent. Neither is it for Seoul, of how much they like me. And the other thing about Jewel is that we could just do whatever. I could, like, hold in all these weird ways, and she didn't really care. She was getting attention from me, so she's like, okay. I would, like, hold her upside down and, like, I don't know. All this weird stuff. I used to put her in laundry baskets and carry her around. But for Fiesta, a lot of her stories are from 2017. This year 2018, she didn't really do as much. She kind of got fat because her sister died. We got kittens. One of the kittens died. So she had a lot of 30 things in 1 year that really stressed her out a lot. But in 2017, we got her. And one of my 2 stories for her is the first day that we got her. She really was, like, attached to me. She isn't as much now because of getting kittens, and she thinks that I don't like her. I don't know. But the first day we walked into the adoption place to get cats, and she jumped up onto the chair and then onto the counter to get treats for me, like, right away. And then leading into that, coming home from the adoption place and the carriage that we had for her and her sister was so nervous she, like, pooped all in the cage, so Mom had to, like, clean her up. But Fiesta was fine. So we came into the house, came downstairs, and I opened up the cat carrier. And she just ran upstairs, and she's jumping all around in the living room. She jumps up onto our coffee table, onto our couch, onto the window. She's sort of like laying in the sun, and she's just all happy. And just to see her excitement of getting a new house and just running in and being like, this is my house right away. And it was just so cool to see. And then later that day, I'll just continue with the first story. She... well, we left her and her sister Mystic home for just a little bit of time. We didn't really want to be home alone for that long because we just got them. We feel like they were probably abandoned in their house. We didn't want to just like get them and leave them here right away. The first day, get them and then go out for like 5 hours. So my mom and I just went to go to the store to get, I don't know, some more food or cat toys or something. And we came back and my dad had already came home. And he said that one of the cats, who obviously ended up being Fiesta, was like right there at the door, just excited to see him, like right when he came home. So it was pretty cool. My second story for Fiesta is the fact that in the first couple weeks of having her, she was like she was not large cat. She is now, but she was pretty skinny originally when we got her. And she used to come to the bathroom, I'd take a shower, and she'd come in there and she'd sit on the towel that I had out for when I got out of the shower. And sometimes she would actually climb up a level and sit in behind all the towels, and she'd sit on them, face cloths, all the big towels. And it was just really funny. I'd come out of the shower, she'd be up there sleeping. She can't get up there anymore, but she used to, and it's super cute just to see her either sitting up there or sitting on my bath towel waiting for me to come out of the shower. And I think the video, or the picture of her sitting there on my towel is somewhere on Instagram, I think. But yeah, so that's the stories about Fiesta. Now we come to Seoul, the kitten, my kitten. I call her Baby Soul, Baby Soulsy, Toesies, Nosies, Woesies, whatever. Basically, I said she's like my kid. I love Soul so much. She's so cute. But for Soul, the thing is, she's kind of crazy. She's not as crazy as Jewel was, but she's still kind of crazy. So for Soul, what we did was we kept her and Sam in the bathroom. For the first week or two, we didn't really want to have them just run around the house. They were like really, really little. They were only like 6-7 weeks old. So they were pretty small when we got them. And Soul had been in the bathroom. Oh, I didn't get to talk about naming Soul. I talked about naming Fiesta. Naming Soul. Her name is Seoul, which is named after the capital of South Korea. It's pretty obvious. I like Korea a lot. We discuss this every video that I ever upload. I'm trying to think of something that was Korean. Seoul wasn't my first choice of names. I have a whole list of names that I made, and Seoul wasn't even on the list. But names that I wanted to pick, and they were a little too Korean for my parents to necessarily know what it meant. So I picked Seoul. I think most people know Seoul, except the people, the vets. They were kind of confused by Seoul. They don't know how to say it. And I'm like, it's a city. So it is spelled like the city is, like it's on my hat. But that's how I named Seoul. I wanted to name her something Korean, and Seoul was the one that came up. And when I do talk to people from Korea and tell them I have a cat named Seoul, they think it's cool. Like, oh, that's cool, your cat's named Seoul. There's one that's like, oh, you really like Korea because you named your cat Seoul. And I'm like, yeah, I do. So for Seoul, the first thing was, we knew she was going to be a crazy cat when she was really, really little in the bathroom before she could jump up on the sink. She was trying to jump up through the drawer. She tried to like jump up and pull herself up through that. She was just jumping up at the little knobs in the drawer. She was trying to jump up at them. Like the first like 3 days we had them. The funny thing was when we got the kittens, the first day they were like hissing at us because they were like afraid. So the first day they hissed at us, but after that they were fine. So Seoul was jumping up at the counter, and then what we would do is I would close all the hallway doors, or all the doors, so my bedroom, studio, my parents' room, leave the bathroom door open, but I'd sit near so they didn't just run back in the bathroom. And I would pick up Seoul, pick up Sam, and put them in the hallway. that was their first experience with the house, was running around in the hallway. And then I put a gate between the top of the stairs, or by the top of the stairs, right before, so they couldn't get over it. And within, like, a day, Seoul was trying to climb the gate. And there's a picture of her, I think that's on Twitter, if not Instagram as well, with her hanging onto the gate halfway up it the first day, and then, like, the next day or two she jumped over it. But it was really funny to see her do that. Now she's afraid of going to the bathroom, besides to go into the bathroom to her litter box, or somebody's in there. She doesn't really like being shut in there. I think it reminds her of being a kitten. And I think the bathroom scares her because that's where her and Sam were playing when Sam died. They were playing together in the bathroom. So I think the bathroom scares her for two reasons. That's where he died. And because when they were really little, that is where they would be shut in for the night. So, the next thing about Seoul, she's done a lot of things. Her and Sam pulled the wiring for this TV that's behind here apart, which caused us to get a new TV, because I and my dad didn't do a good enough job checking the wires until I removed the TV and said, oh, that's a big yikes, and I put it back together and it worked, but we were ready to set on the other TV. It's like, oh no, it's too late. But yeah, so the TV that's here is because of that, because of them. But so one of her other crazy stories, I'd say, for me, there's probably other ones in there that she does as a kitten, but for me, one that actually really stands out is from Saturday or Sunday, one of the days. I think it was Saturday. I was watching TV, Mom and I were watching TV in the living room, and we have a big thing in our living room that's like between the stairs and the living room. It's like a banister type thing, and she has to climb on it. She didn't go on it for a long time, until recently, and you know how cats like to chase their tail. So she decided at the end of the banister, which goes all the way down the stairs, or like, because our stairs are split, the first half of the stairs, it goes down to, and this side's the living room. She was spinning around at the end of it, playing with her tail, and I'm like, come on. I'm like, you're crazy. So I went over there and I paused the TV and took her off. And then a couple days before, she likes to, Soul will like to roll over when you get near her. Or she'll like go up sideways, or not go sideways, but she'll go up. So like have her back in the air and then she'll like flop over because she's like super excited to see you. And she decided I was coming down the hallway and she seen me. She was sitting on the top of the banister, in the closer end, but she still would have fell off. She was sitting on it and she was seeing me and she's like super excited. She started to roll over on the banister, and I went over and I grabbed her right before she fell. I like saved her because she was like half off of it. So she almost fell off of that. One of the things that was funny about Seoul, since she will jump on the counter, Fiesta will not, but Seoul will. She ran into the kitchen one day and just jumped right up on the counter. I was just standing there. She just like ran up, jumped up, and looked at the window, and I'm like, all right. But yeah, so that's that. That is our best cat stories from Jewel, Fiesta, and Seoul. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We will be back on February 16th with the next episode of Bread Bowl, episode number 13, and episode number 14 will be on Sunday on the 17th. Talking about my favorite videos to make. Also, note on February 18th, we will be back with our Overwatch League Power Rankings for Week 1 of Stage 1. So make sure you guys check that out. And on February 15th, we will be back with Gluten-Free Bread Bowl, Episode 2 of Season 1. Coming up next week on Gluten-Free Bread Bowl, we'll be talking about our memes currency. On episode number 13 of Bread Bowl, which is on the 16th, I figured, since that is my birthday, it was appropriate for me to talk about my birthday. And I don't talk about myself in that light, like, oh wow, look at me, it's my birthday. I'm not one of those people that like goes around and lets you know it's my birthday. If it comes up and we're discussing something, I'll be like, oh yeah, my birthday was yesterday or it's today or something, but I'm not just going to go around and be like, hey guys, it's my birthday, say happy birthday to me. But since that episode is actually on my birthday, the first one next week. I figured we'd talk about how I feel about being 20. And then we're also going to talk about the next day, my favorite videos to make currently, and things like that. So talk about why I like doing videos where I just talk about things on camera. So I hope everybody enjoyed today's episode of Red Bull. And like I said, we'll be back next week. Check out on the 15th gluten-free Red Bull, the 16th and the 17th we have Red Bull, and on the 18th we're back with Overwatch League Power Rankings. We have Stage 1, Week 1 of the 2019 Overwatch League season. Yay!